This is my husband Brian, and this is his domain. All this mess of tools. And yes, this is where he makes his pens. So Brian, what are your steps to making a pen?
Well, I start off over here.
We're right behind you.
My little buddy's on the floor all the time.
Max lays right there with his daddy in the garage.
Little helper. So they come in a pen kit, little pots, right there. Inside of that package are the pen mechanism. This is what twists, turns the pen in and out. Two little pieces of metal, the tubes, and the tip of the pen and the clips, and a little ring that goes with it for the middle. And that's about it for that. And then we just get a piece of wood.
A blank.
Piece of blank. It's about 6 inches long. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of an inch all the way around. And they don't have to be any bigger than that or any smaller. They come in different sizes. And we also have the piece of paper that shows you how to make it, tells you how to make it, and all the parts you need. So once I do that, I take the piece of wood and the pen tubes, and I'm going to measure them out on the blank. So I put it down with just a little bit on the ends, just to make enough room to, in the areas. Put a line on it, and I usually take a square and make a straight line. And that's one, so you gotta do it twice. So I take the same end, a little bit more room, and I put another line on the other end. So they're the same exact size tubes, and it comes out pretty good. Put another line in, that part's no good.
What a waste.
You ain't kidding. And we bring it over to a little bench saw. And I have to cut the pieces down to size. So you take the lines and just line them up with the bandsaw.
Where's your safety glasses?
My glasses are on. As long as I got glasses on my face, I'm good. And just turn it on and they cut. That was easy and simple. This piece is no good, I get rid of it. Can't be used. When I come back to the bench, now I just have to find the middle so that I can drill a hole through it. And just line it up with the little X's. And just draw a straight line. Both ways. That gives you the center. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's the X. And I do them on both. Just have to do one side. And there's the other one. So now we take it over to the drill press.
Which is this monster machine is another loud machine. He's got an electrical nightmare over there.
It works.
We tried to get an electrician to come in and put a couple more wall units in, but
I never
was
got back
supposed to
to me.
show up and never did.
So this takes 7mm tubes, and I have a drill here, and it's a 7mm drill. And I like the ones that have little tips on the end. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a little pointed end.
Yeah, move your face out of the way. It's hard. The lighting in here is bad. Anyway, it's pointed.
It's pointed. It's a nice little sharp tip to go right dead center.
lock it in place.
Yep.
No, we don't want anything slipping inside.
So then you put the piece of wood in, but I gotta lower it a little bit. There we go. Had to move it for something else, gotta move it back. It's a little challenging. And this is just a little vise that you can get at any woodworking store that does pens and stuff. Oh, it's right there, it's alright, it's close enough. It's a little off, but it's close. It's not exact science. And I just drill a hole through it and go little by little and clean out with a little brush to get all the wood chips out of it, and I'll split the wood. Go down a little bit at a time. Pull it back up. Just keep going till you get it through, and you gotta do this to each blank. And there you have it. Little holes drilled right through it.
All right, he's gonna do the other one and we'll be back.
With the holes drilled, come back to the workbench. Actually, it's the bench I use to put the pens together. And I'm gonna glue those little pieces of metal, the little tubes inside the wood. And just take a piece of sandpaper, about 120 grit's good, just enough to get a scratch on them.
On the tubes themselves.
Yep, on the tubes themselves. And once that's done, I just make sure that they fit in the holes and everything's good. That's why that kept it. And they fit, no problem. That one works on that one. And it fits on this one. Not a problem. Then we take the glue,
What kind of glue?
and this is just a CA glue. It's a CA Insta Glue adhesive.
Stick fast.
Yes. And if you're not careful,
Glue your
you'll
fingers together.
glue your fingers together and you will not get them apart. You will pull the skin apart. It hurts. I've
Where's
done
your
that.
gloves?
I've done that numerous times. These are these ones. Don't worry about this one right now. I usually have the gloves that I use, but
What's that?
and this is a quick instant glue in seconds. But I spray it on there and I still let them sit around for a while. So take the blank itself, take the glue, have a little hole. That you just put the glue inside till you see it dripping out the other end. Just there you go. And it's pretty much ready to go. Then you just stick the tube in, twist it a little bit. And I take my little pen thing and push it in. So that it's not coming out the other end. Let it sit there for a second, and I do the same thing on the next one. Again, the glue is coming out the other end. Don't put your fingers on it. Trust me, I've done it. It hurts. A couple of times. Not on purpose, done it by accident. And I just stick it in there. That's pretty much on the money. And I just take this, shake it up a little bit, spray it. and it helps it dry up and adhere even quicker. And let them sit for about, I usually like to let them sit for about 4 hours before I come back to them.
All right, next step will be later on.
All right, so the magic of camera, I'm done. Now they're all glued up and they look a mess. But I take them back over to the drill press and gonna change out the drill. And I have one of these things. What I do is I put this in the drill press and then
It's hard to tell. There I can see it. He puts that in the drill press and then what?
get it leveled down to the metal tube so that it's flush with it.
Him and men and their tools. Boys and their toys.
Just a little bit of money.
Really? That's why we're trying to sell this stuff on Etsy. It's a sore subject.
So I'm gonna cut a little bit more off because the tube's a little short inside of this one, and I'll just get it down so I don't have to do so much drilling.
So back to, what's this?
Back to the bandsaw.
Right in front of the camera. See, I'll show you his electrical setup. That wonder our house is still standing.
Ah, plenty of power.
It's a mess.
Only blown the fuse once.
Light didn't go on.
One more.
Goes another one. Holy crap. Woo, let there be light. So how much is it off? Just a hair?
A little bit.
How can you tell from that?
It's guesswork.
Sorry about the noise.
Missed it by here.
Woo!
This one's good.
That's right, back here now.
All right, so we come back here, put it back in this little thing again, little jig that I have.
See, there is a little work involved in making these pens. People complain about the prices that he charges, and it's pretty low considering the work he does.
Here we go. This cleans all the glue off the tube as I go down too. Put a little pressure on there.
And how long of a class did you take to learn how to do this?
4 hours.
That was it.
And just take it off so you get down to the brass tube there, and you can see it shining a little bit more in the light.
So it's kind of hard. Here,
It's got a glow to it. It shines. You can tell
let me
when
see.
you get to it.
Let me hold it at a different angle. There's the shine.
And I gotta do it to the other 3 sides. The other one and one more on this one.
And then we'll be back.
So now that I've got them drilled out, everything's set. They're squared off the ends so they fit right on the lathe. There's a little extension thing here that I have that I put them on. And I have 3 7mm things on the end, which is what it takes to make the pen. And I gotta put a few more on. A little distance in between each one. And sometimes gotta go back and clean out the inside of the pen.
Anything can happen at any time.
On.
All right, now.
Now that I got it back on, I go back and get a couple more of these 7mm.
He's got bags of tricks
things,
over
yeah.
here.
And put them on the ends. And I can throw one more on. And put the little thing on the end here. It's a little screw cap. And it tightens everything up. And I can slide, lay it back over, lock it in place. Should be good. And then I make sure this is nice and tight by doing 1 or 2 curls. So it doesn't move.
What does that do?
Now I gotta change
This
this.
here.
That's gonna be my turning tool that I rest the tool on. But I gotta move my power over to a lower speed instead of the high speed that I have it on. That's when I finish them off. That's in. That's done. And I like to give myself about 1 inch of room to put the lathe in the base. And that's on. Now I get to turn it and have some fun. And one thing I do wear is one of these things. Helps me protect myself. The little chips fly, you don't want to get them in your eyes. And trust me, I did that once with a table saw. And I had a piece of metal in my eye and I didn't even know it. Didn't do any damage, but it was itchy and it hurt like crazy for about a week until they took it out.
And he looks cute with it
And it
on.
looks cute with it.
Well, start just watching and come back when he's all set.
And I just did that. I get it going at a medium speed. I don't have it too fast. And it just started chipping away. And it's still not tight enough because it's turning time. So, a couple of minutes. And there we go. So I usually work on one piece at a time, and I just go little by little, left to right, and it just chips the ends right off. And instead of it being, it chips away and it gets rounded as I go along. It will round off at one point, and just go right down in no time. And I do the same on the one on the right, and then we get going again. And there they go. They're nice and round and not square anymore. And I'll just finish them off and sand them down when I'm done with that. Be back in a few minutes. Turned down, and I left just a little bit extra on the ends on the pen itself so that the sanding will take it down to the size that I need. And I go to the sandpaper, and this is what I have. Just a box of rolls on them with different size grits on it. And I start over here at 150 and work my way down to the 400 grit, just a little bit at a time.
And boy, does this ever make a mess. Look.
Yeah, it does. It's a little bit dirty, but it's fun. So I just bend it in half, and I just go back and forth over it and get rid of all the scratch marks from the tool to turn it with. And it don't take much. This is pretty soft wood. Goes right through it.
He also does this with acrylic, which is a little bit rougher, right, Ryan?
Yeah, it's a little harder, but they come out nice. You can do it with acrylic, do it with wood. You can do it with almost anything you can find. There's stones and there's plastics out there.
What was that one you had that you have a couple pens made out of? There was some kind of horns or something?
Oh, I had buffalo horn that I got, and I still have some more of those.
And then there was a guy that they gave him the top of a wine barrel in exchange for making him a pen set and a magnifying glass, right?
Yep.
That was interesting. That made some pretty items.
All my pen blanks are down here, and they're all different styles. This is a burl, and it's a wood, but it's dyed.
There's
All kinds. There's a bunch of acrylic pens down there. Yep.
Some more woods.
And there's different ones. There's special ones.
He's got a mess. There's more over here. The Purple Heart is really pretty. There's some of that in there.
And I have some special ones that are
Those are
V ends or
interesting.
whatever. They come out together. They come out really nice one time.
But he has all these blanks to go through.
You can find all these
But this
blanks.
Purple Heart right here is so pretty. That
You can find all these on eBay, and they're really cheap to buy by the box full. Or you can find them at the woodworking stores that I use for
they're
pen
not
kits.
necessarily cheap.
Some can be. They're not that expensive.
But it's just the whole process. I mean, it takes him time, and obviously we're showing bits of getting each step started, because otherwise, it'd be a long video.
The idea is just to get nice and smooth, get rid of all the marks.
This is the shop vac to clean up all the shavings that were over here and all that mess that was over here.
Yep.
Thank goodness.
Gets rid of this dust, and I don't have to worry about it coming out in the finish. So now I gotta turn the lathe up a little bit, move it over, get a higher speed to polish them off. So now I'm gonna polish off the wood a little bit, and I use the Ultra Shine first. And this takes care of all the scratches. It's like a sanding, and it does a great job. Takes everything out, cleans it up. And then I'll put the paste after that, or the wax on it or whatever. I just put a little bit on the end of a rag and just wipe it on it. And I only have to do this with this one just once. Find a clean spot in the rag, turn it on, turn it up. And then I just take the rag on it, put some pressure on it, and go right over it. And as you see, it brings out a little bit of the wood grain and takes a nice little shine to it at the moment.
It's hard to see.
You can use, but I use shallow wax. There's all kinds of finishes you can put on the pen. Different styles, different ways of doing it. This is pretty much the easiest way to get a basic pen done. Keeps my costs down. I don't have to charge that much for them either. Same thing, just wipe it on just a little bit, and I'm gonna do this about 2 or 3 times. Turn it up. And there you go, nice little shiny pen.
Cut that light up, though. Maybe we'll see. Turn the light up here. There, now you. They're nice.
I would just
It's fine.
take them off and bring the parts over there and put the pen together. Might be time for a new piece. What to do with it?
Clean it down.
So now I come over here, and this is where we get to put them together.
This table that he works off of was given to us by a neighbor in New Hampshire. It was actually a jeweler's table. It's pretty cool. It has drawers on both sides. It's a pretty neat thing. But they were moving, he didn't want it, and it is one sturdy piece of
It's
furniture.
even got a little catch-all, so if I drop anything, I have this out. I don't have to worry
That's
about
a
it.
felt
Yep,
thing there.
it's an old desk. It's pretty cool. Gives me room to work. So now a piece of paper explains how to do it. It's really easy. You just put all this, do the readings on it or whatever, and I've done so many of these, I got it down pat. It's hot, piece of cake, no by heart. So this little pen press puts the parts together real easy. First thing I gotta do is, there's one piece, doesn't matter, they're both the same size. Other times they're different size, you gotta watch what you're doing. All this does is you put the clip on one end, maybe. And just put it between and just press it on. One piece. Next part is, this is the pen mechanism that makes it turn. There's a little notch right there, and it's hard to see, but I put it in here, and what I gotta do is just get it down to that notch, and that's pretty much where the pen goes and fits in nice, and just, you can adjust it to make the pen come out the other end. I did it backwards, supposed to put the tip on first, but that's alright. I can make it work. And there you go, pen's in there. That's all set. Take the little ring, puts it in the middle. Take the other half, just slides right on. Sometimes you need a little persuasion. And there you go. One little pen, nice and easy. You can do all kinds of things. I have little metal wires that I can put little lines on it, or you don't have to be a flat pen. You can put all kinds of little bumps and grooves on it or whatever. It's up to you. It's a free thing, free artist. Do what you want. But there you go, one slimline pen, finished and ready to go.
Then the background, this is a sign that he had gotten. I used to run a store out in New Hampshire, And we had reps come in, beer reps come in. They said, "Oh, you want any of these signs? You can have one." And my husband loved that one, even though we don't drink. So he grabbed it, and that was that. Anything else, Brian?
That's about it. I mean, if you're interested,
We sell them on our Etsy shop at buybrianandcindy.etsy.com.
and I have a good sized lathe. I can actually turn a baseball bat or a table leg or a chair leg on them. You don't need them that big. You can they sell smaller ones for pens only. But it's something I like to do, and it keeps me out of trouble. Keeps me
Keeps him out of my hair.
Yeah, I'm on my own, so it's up to you what you want to do. But that's basically what I do. Thanks for watching.